socks go, and watch as the 5 of diamonds secretly swap.
Oh, hello! Welcome to my DVD. Thank you very much for buying it. I hope you have a good time watching my small miracles. And I have a very special way of speaking English. The bad way. Sorry for that. And I hope you have a good show. Bye-bye. Hello everyone. Hello. Hello. To those who know me, my name is Elder. To those who don't know me, my name is also Elder. And to those who want to know me, hello, my name is Elder. I'm very glad to be here with you, and I would like to start with a crime card trick. Yes, just like there are crime movies, there are also crime card tricks. And this one starts with the 2 red kings, okay? Okay, the 2 red kings are the policemen from the deck, okay? And they stay on the table doing nothing as usually, okay? And with the rest of the deck, let's shuffle a little bit and, well, I have to tell you a secret. A murder had occurred, okay? And 1 person was dead. but the beautiful part of this story is that not only 1 suspect of the crime exists. 3, okay? So you will be not the suspect, but I wanted to select 1 card. Anyone at all?
Okay.
Yes? Take it?
No.
And yes? Show it around. I don't want to look, okay? And this is the first suspect, okay? Well, the first suspect is a very open-minded person. But the second suspect, that will be your card, it's a very chaotic suspect, okay? So I will dribble the cards. Whenever you want, say stop, please. Stop here. Take the card, show it around, and I don't want to see it, okay? So the first card is a very free, open-minded. The second card is a very chaotic. And the third one, well, I don't want to ruin the end of the trick, but in fact, it's the criminal, okay? So, I will pass my hand, because I don't want you to touch the card because of the fingerprints, okay, in the cards. So, I will just pass my finger whenever you want to say stop, okay? Stop, stop. Remember the card? Yes? And don't forget it, okay? And now, let's put the first suspect here, yes? And the second one, yes, it can be here. And the third one, remember it. Okay? Okay. Very square. Let's put it like this. Very square. And the policemen begin to work. Only now. And now, let's put the 2 policemen together in the middle of the neck watch. Very clear. Just wait a little bit. And 1 card, and only 1 card, appear between the kings. What was your card?
9 of hearts.
9 of hearts. I hope I hear the 9 of hearts. Okay? Well, no, you can clap, but in fact, the first suspect, it's not the murderer. So you can relax now. And the card is again lost in the middle of the deck. The second suspect is about to run out of the deck. But the 2 policemen begin to work. You can tell me what was your card?
8 of spades.
What? 8
Oh.
of spades. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Now, the 8 of spades will be placed in the prison. But one person, and only one person, knows the true identity of the murderer. So, you are the only person that can save the 8 of spades. What was the real murder?
10 of spades.
The 10 of spades. The policemen were already there. But this is a crime movie, and it's a crime movie with a good end. And this year I have the 10 of Okay, welcome to the second part of my DVD. Now we are going to explain some of the small miracles I've done in the first part. I have to help me, I think he is going to help me, Mr. Magic. Hello, Mr. Magic, how are you?
Fine, very glad to be here.
Did you enjoy the show?
Well, it's not particularly good. I find it a compilation of bad tricks.
Oh, okay, no problem. I'll try to in the explanation of some of these miracles to show you why I do what I do.
Maybe people would prefer to buy my DVD. It will be released on the end of 2000
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that later, okay? So now let's start with the first trick, the crime card trick. To perform this, you will need the 2 red kings, okay? One of them is a double-faced card, okay? The double-faced card is 8 of spades and king of hearts, okay? So take the regular king of hearts out of the deck. And you also need the 8 of spades, okay? And all the deck to perform this miracle. So put the 8 of spades on top like this, the king of hearts face up with the face up, okay, like this, and the king of diamonds like this. All the deck is face down. Here is the 8 of spades, the double-faced card, and the king of diamonds. Everything like this on top. And this is a good trick to start a session. Because you can do it like this. And the first part of the trick is the appearance of the 2 kings. What I use is Leonard Green Top Shot to perform this. You can find this in one of his DVDs, I think. And you press with the little finger the top card, and the top card is going to snap out of the top and appear in the right hand, okay? In regular motion, because this is a very good effect, but it's very hard to explain this. You have to try a few times, but all you have to do is this, and the top card appears in your right hand. It's travel from the left hand to the right hand, and the 2 kings appear face up. So now you put the king of hearts on top, and you put everything on the table. So because the kings appeared, you don't have to let them examine or everything, because everything it's very, the king appears and they need to be put on table. Now, you can give the deck to shuffle if you want, and then you have to call the 8 of spades to the top of the deck. It's no need to do that. If you want to start right away, you can shuffle the card with the fingers, you can see, maintaining the 8 of spades on the top of the deck. A very common technique also. Now, you select, someone selects a card. Let's suppose that is the ace of spades, a good card. And you say that the first suspect of the crime, you can check back the pattern of this effect. The first suspect of the crime is a very open-minded and everything, and the second one is a more chaotic person. So you ask someone in your left to cover the dribble force, because what you are going to do is to swing cut like 2/3 of the deck into your left hand, and put everything on top, maintaining a left hand finger break. There, see? Very clearly. Now you pick everything and you do a dribble force. When the people say stop, you let all the cards drop and you force this card to the person on your left, that is the 8 of spades. Okay? So the first card is freely selected, the second card is forced to the person on your left. And now the third card, the person in your right, what he does, I'll pass my finger, I'll do a pick control. How do I do this? I do this by passing my finger here and the people will say stop. Notice that I'm putting all my fingers here, I'm doing this, but when I really do the movement, so now I'm explaining what I do, I put the deck in dealing grip, I'll put everything on top, I pass my hand, someone says stop, let's for example suppose it's the 2 of spades, yes, and like this, I'll show the 2 of spades, I let one card snap and I'll put my finger there so I can get a break above the card that he saw. The justification for this movement is that I don't want her to touch the card because of the fingerprints of the suspect. Well, you can see the pattern again. So now you have a break above the card that was seen here. You cut everything above the break and you put the first card there and you put everything on top. Now, what you do is you pick up a large portion that includes the first selected card and you put the second card there and everything on top. And the third card, well, the third card, of course, you only see it, so we can't lose it because only you know the true identity of the murderer. So now, when I square the cards, I will get a little finger break above the top card of the 2 that we are losing in the deck. Okay, so now what I will do, I will perform a spread cull of scissors spread cull. I will show it the bottom view, so you can do it like this, like this. When you reach the break, you pass one card, you put your thumb on the other card and the fingers on the card that you want to cull, and you go like this and like this. So now, when you grab the 2 kings, watch how the card is going to be placed in the middle of the kings. This is a very common technique also, okay? So now, you close and you go snap, spread, and one card appears in the middle of the kings. Notice how far are we're going with this effect. The card that she saw is now on top, okay? In the middle of the kings, I have the first card, the ace of spades. And the second card that was the first card is on the back of the king of hearts. So we are far away from the spectators. As the first effect happens, you can very clearly show the first card, the ace of spades on the middle. Okay? So the first suspect is trapped between the kings. And now you can lose that card. And now, with the second suspect, as you trap it, you are going to add the card that she saw to the kings. Because all you do is to show the kings and put them like this on top, snap, and take the card like this. In fact, watch that here I have the king of hearts and the bottom card is the card that she saw. See, so this is very, very, very visual and also very magical. As you put the card down there, you swap these 2 cards and you turn like this. So you can hide the other card beneath the 2 of spades, beneath the king of diamonds. Okay? Are you understanding by now, Mr. Magic?
Of course I am. It's a very stupid method.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So now I'll do a movement that I created to give the illusion I'm putting the 8 of spades in the middle of the kings, but switching it for the 2 of spades. So very clearly I put everything, these 2 cards below, I'll grab everything and I do it this and this. Okay? So this is the movement. I'll explain you now. Watch, because I'll pick up all the cards, I'll put them, and now with these fingers, watch these fingers as I spread these cards, and I leave the bottom and the top card, taking only the middle card and turning it face up and putting on top. In real motion, I'll show you in real motion very clearly as it goes like this and this. Okay, so a very casual movement, and now you can tell the people that she is the only person in all the world that knows the true identity of the murder, and now only her can save. And now you'll do another action to show again the face of the card as the 8 of spades. But in fact, what you do, you pick up everything in middle grip, you take the top card, you turn both of the cards face up, you turn them again, you take this one and this one. In fact, you are showing this face and not this one, okay? So again, I'll show you again. You pick up this, you show, you go this and this. And now you can go like this and turn and show the identity of the murder, the 2 of spades, the card, and everything is very clear, very easy to do, and people enjoy a lot of this trick. And all you have to do by the end of this trick is to get rid of this card. You can add it to the face of the deck, and then if you want you can palm it as you put the box aside or anything. So all you have to do is to get rid of this card and you are ready to go with your normal deck of cards. So Mr. Magic, how do you feel about this?
I feel as if my wife left me, and I'm single.
Oh, he has no feelings, sorry. Okay, so let's do something interesting with cards. Don't you mind helping me with this? Before everything starts, I want you to notice that I have a blank envelope on the table from the beginning. That's very important. And I want you to touch one card, any card you want. That one.
Yes.
You are sure?
Yeah.
This one is very beautiful.
No, I prefer this one.
Okay. So, before everything started, I have in this envelope 4 cards that are very similar with the other ones, but this one are very special cards because these are blank cards. I don't know if you can see. Yes, blank cards. By the back, it's equal to the others, but for example, your card, the 4 of clubs, it's everything, nothing. Nothing, everything. And with your everything and my 4 nothings, I will try to do something. Okay? So I will place your card on top and I will rub it gently. It really doesn't do nothing, but it looks really well. I'll put it on the back and I will also rub it very gently. And if this happens, such as... Oh, sorry. I have to do the magical twist. And now, yes. Oh, one card becomes the 4 of clubs. I will do it again, once again, but very clearly. The second one becomes the 4 of clubs. You can see it. Just twisting the cards, one by one, the cards become the 4 of clubs. And you can touch it. The ink, yes, you can touch it. The ink doesn't come off. Really good printing. And the last one, very clearly, just by twisting the cards, and all the cards are now printing, all of them. But notice that before everything started, I had only 1 4 of clubs, and now I have, how many? 5. But these cards were blank. Yes. Inside the blank envelope, from the beginning, on the table. And you selected the 4 of clubs. Notice that you could have touched in this one, you could have touched any of these cards. You did the really greatest trick of all, because you touched the only card that could be reproduced because all the others are blank. Okay, so now I will explain you my blank deck routine. And the idea, before I start, I want to say you that my idea was to create an effect where you select the only printed card from a blank deck. And I can manage that by combining two effects. So I will show how this works. All you need is a blank deck, all normal backs and blank faces. Normally, I switch this deck from a normal deck to this one, so people already saw faces of the deck, and at the end the impact is more strong. I also need a blank envelope, and with some cards, I will show you in a moment. The top card is 4 of clubs, the second the 4 of clubs. So I selected 4 of clubs because it's not an ace, so people don't think I'm forcing the card, so this is very important. I also need a blank backed 4 of clubs that I put very clearly on the table, and then another 4 of clubs and a blank faced card. So normal face 4 of clubs, normal 4 of clubs, a blank backed 4 of clubs, normal 4 of clubs, and blank faced card. Okay, so everything like this, face down inside a blank envelope. And it's very, very important that the envelope is blank, because by the end of the trick, people will remember that at the beginning these were blank cards. Okay, that's very important. And this starts on the table, and I spread the cards so that one card is selected. It's very important to say to people that before the selection was made, the envelope was on the table. Okay, that is very important. So I'll spread the cards, and someone touch one card. It really doesn't matter what the card is because they're all blank. And now I will manage to switch the 4 of clubs for the blank card. How can I do it? Well, I take the card. I don't show that face. It's very important. I don't show that face. But I take the cards from the envelope and I do a can you spread. This is managed by picking the cards in beetle grip, very important beetle grip. And I'll put 1 finger below, 2 finger below to take the 2 bottom cards, and the top card take with the thumb, okay? So this is the real-time action. It's not this slow, but it's really in this, okay? So now I do a little movement so I can switch the positions. Watch, I do it like this. I put my finger on top and I manage to pass all the top 3 cards because here I have a double, okay? So all the top 3 cards to the bottom with this artistic gesture. So in real-time action, what the audience can see, it's very clearly, it's, as you can see, this one, and I square everything, and I go 1, 2, 3, to show the last is a double card, so don't show that, the 4 cards, okay? And when I put the top, these cards on top, I get a little finger break. I think you can see it, a little finger break below the top 2 cards. So now I will show that the top card is a blank card by using a double lift. It's very easy, a double lift showing a blank card, and I can show to everyone that is a blank card. And now when I turn the card face down and I take the top card to gesture, watch, this is already a 4 of clubs, very, very, very sneaky. So now, everyone thinks that this is a blank card, but in fact is a 4 of clubs, because I did a double lift and I took the top card. And I have both hands with cards. So to turn that card, I have to use the card in my hand. So I'll do like this, by putting the card below and then leaving it on the table. It's like the Mexican turnover, I will show you again, with the 4 of clubs. Secretly, it goes below and then I leave it there. In real-time action, it's not a very slow movement, it's a quick movement because it's very casual. So you have to do like this, okay? So very quickly. Then you put the blank card, below all the cards in your hand, you turn everything over, and you do an M-slay count. This is a move you can find in many card books, so it's a very common move. Do an M-slay count showing 4 blank cards. The last card, you get a pinky break below it. You can see it, a pinky break below it. And now you are going to secretly switch this blank card by the 4 of clubs. And now how do you do it? You put the 4 of clubs on top and you rub it. And you say to people that this is the magic move. I know it's a very stupid one, and you say that to people, so people think that this is just a little joke, but you are secretly switching the 4 of clubs for the blank card. Now you pick the 2 cards above the break, you see the 2 cards above the break, and you put it below, you turn everything over, and you also rub it. And now you take the top card and you put it in the same position as the 4 of clubs. This is very important to maintain all these positions. You see, the 4 of clubs here and the deck, I didn't touch the deck, so it's very important to maintain these positions. So now, here, in fact, we have a blank card. This is the secret part, and the 4 of clubs is already here. So now, you say that the magic will happen, and to do that, you turn everything face up. Well, and it seems like a little mistake. And laymen like a lot of these small mistakes because they say, oh wow, the magician did anything wrong? So this is very good to maintain their attention. So now you pick up the card, you turn it around, and you put it on top. And you say, oh, sorry, I forget my magical gesture. You can do this little twist. And now you do an M-slay count for showing that we have the 4 of clubs. The first card is printed. You put the top card again, and you go. And you do another M-slay count by showing 2 cards already printed. You see? Very clearly 2 cards already printed. And this is done, watch, by taking 1, 2, 3, and the last card is a double card. Yes, you are hiding the 2 4 of clubs faces, and you put it like this, and you leave like this. You can show the 4 cards. Well, there are 5, but you will show only 4 cards from one side and the other, okay? So now you close everything, you do another twist, and you take 1, 2, you do a buckle move, and you take 2 cards in your right hand, and you can show the third 4 of clubs, and you can show it very clearly to everyone. And normally, what I do is to put that card face down on the bottom and turn everything over and say to people to rub it. And you can do it, Mr. Magic. You can rub it.
Of course I can. I've been doing it since I was 13 years old and with my eyes closed.
Okay, you'll do it later. But you can rub the 4 of clubs because this justifies that the card is turned face down and then face up. So now I can pick up all the cards in middle grip. I'll take 1, 2, and 3 cards from the bottom with my left hand fingers, flicking fingers, you see? 1, 2, 3, and you turn everything like this. You put this card that is a double, see? A double card. You put this on top, and now you turn everything over, and you do again an Ascanio spread by taking the 2 bottom cards and then the top one. And now there are 4 cards, and to do this, I do this, and then you can do it like this, like I've explained to you before. But in fact, the way I normally do it is to do an Ascanio, and then pass the double card here and grab it with my left third finger to grab the double. I'll show you again. Watch. And grabbing here the double. So now I can take all the other 3 cards and one by one pass it there and show all the 4 cards printed. Okay? So now the first effect is already done. The 4 cards were printed. And now to show all the cards that you printed, you take all the cards and put it below the other one. You do like this, and you do an Hammond count. An Hammond count is another common move used in card magic, and you pick up, I'll explain you briefly, but you pick up the right hand in middle grip, the left hand, the thumb counts 1, 2, and when it counts 3, you don't really count the third card, but you do a switch. Watch, you do like this, and like this, and then 4, 5. But in normal move, this is not the normal move. Normal move is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very quickly and very casual. You pick up the top card and you put it face up in the same place that the blank card was. Now, you turn everything face down. You do again a scanning spread. You separate the 3 top cards, because here, again, I have a double. And again, I put everything in the middle of the other 2 cards, as you can see. Turn it face up and do an Hemsley count to show 4 of clubs. I'll put this aside, and I will remember that these cards were blank because of the envelope. That is a very good idea. And you put it aside. And then you said, but before this trick happened, you select the 4 of clubs. And now you are in a very, very good situation, because all the deck is already blank. You already switched the card, and the situation, look, the image that you created at the beginning still's here, because the select card was pushed aside, then you switch it, and now it's face up. So it's really, really, really nice image. So now all you have to do is to very slowly pick up the cards and show that all the cards in the deck were blank. All of them, all of them, all of them, all of them. So I hope you enjoy this, Mr. Magic.
Not bad, not bad. Not the best I've seen, but I'll try it with my dog.
Oh, good, good. You'll try this at home. That's really good.
This routine has 2 major influences. The first is a Gabby's routine called Wild Jokers, for the initial switch that enables to force the card. All the sequence for changing blank cards into printed cards comes from the brilliant mind of my friend Jose Quesoyo in his routine Artist's Dream.
Okay, Rita, I will dribble the cards whenever you want to say stop to select one.
Stop.
Here. Okay, so let's use, for example, the 4. In fact, I will not need the 4, but 4 cards, the 4 aces, okay? The 4 aces of the deck. And apart from the aces, the box, the mat, I will also need 4 other cards that are very important. And you can see 1, 2, 3, and very quickly the 4 kings. Okay? Okay. So now let's do something with the kings. I will, don't you mind to check the kings, only 4 cards, and you can check the aces. Also only 4 cards. And apart from the aces, yes, apart from the aces, and apart from the kings, I will also need a very special thing. This. Okay, silence, good. No, this is an invisible thread. In fact, it's an equilibrium thread. Because if I put it on the table, on the mat, look, everything is balanced. 4 cards, 4 cards. Yeah? Okay, but I don't know if maybe it's a little bit off the center. Okay, now it is. Yeah. And with the 4 aces, I will try to do something with the aces. And the kings, very clearly, watch. Because if I take a king and I pass from one side to the other, look how everything balanced again. Because now here I have 3 cards and here I have 4. Okay? But the strange part is that here I have the 4 kings and here I have the 4 aces. And this is a little bit strange. But I know, it's very quick. So let's do it again slowly. The aces, you can check again. Suspicious, yes. Suspicious. And also with the The kings, what do you prefer, the aces or the kings? The aces, okay, so let's work with the aces. Let's put the 4 kings very clearly apart in this area, and I will move the here, so everything is apart from me. And now with your cards, the aces, I will try to do something very strange. Watch. One by one, the aces will switch places with the kings. Watch. One by one. One king. Watch. 2 kings. Watch. 3 kings. And last but not least, the last king. Okay? But if I switch a king for an ace, everything balances again. And here I have the 4 aces, because here I have the 4 kings. Okay, so now I will show you my invisible thread routine. This is a compilation of 2 tricks, just the opening quick trick and then the invisible thread routine itself. So I hope Mr. Magic likes it.
Well, the trick is not bad. From 1 to 10, I give out a 2. But I really want to know...
Okay, shut up now. I will now explain.
Where do you buy that invisible thread?
Because
I want to do the dancing cane, and that would give me a great help.
Please, shut up. I'll talk about that in a moment. But now let's do the invisible thread routine. For this, I need a 4. It can be a 4 of diamonds, clubs, heart, anyone. Then the 4 aces, and then the 4 kings. Okay? And the preparation is simple. The 4 kings go on top. Then the aces in black, black, red, red order, but the top is face down and like this on top. So you can see it very clearly. And the 4 on the bottom. Okay, so this is the preparation. And now I will dribble the cards and I will force the bottom card, the 4 of diamonds. But at the same time, I will palm the 3 aces that are face up in my hand. So now I'll do the exposed view to you. I'll do to Mr. Magic. I will dribble the cards. And whenever he says stop, I will stop. But now, when I'm explaining to him what I will do, I will stop at the 3 aces that are face up. You can see very clearly. And just like this, I palm the 3 cards in my hand. Okay, so I'll expose this view to you at home. You can see it very clearly. Watch. As this, it's what I do. So now I have the 3 aces palmed. Okay, so now I explain this to the people, and now I will actually dribble the card with the 3 aces palmed. When he says stop, that's the important part. He says stop, I will put this card not down, but I will do a bottom deal. The bottom deal is to keep this card on top and deal the bottom one as I turn my hand. I'll show you very clearly this in slow motion. In real-time motion, it's I'll dribble the cards. Whenever you want to say stop, I will dribble, I'll stop, and I'll do it like this. So now a 4 appear, I put the right hand cards on top of the left ones. I'll pick this card and I'll turn it like this to show that it's only 1 and 1 card. That is very important, this little movement. Only 1 and 1 card. I'll put the deck on the table and I move my hand a little bit forward with the 3 palmed cards. Okay? So now when I turn this card face down, I will add the 3 aces in my hand, transforming 1 card in 4. And you can see it. This is what it looks. It's a really nice motion, but I will show you like this. I'll put my hand, the card begins to turn around, I turn my hand, I'll add everything, and now I spread. Okay, so this is the secret movement. I'll do it in action, is like this. I'll pick the 2 top cards and I'll put them in the middle of the other 2. I turn everything over and I'll do again an Emsley count. So very clearly an Emsley count to show 4 aces. See, this is the situation after the Emsley count. So now, after the Emsley, I turn the cards like this. I pick the top card and I'll show the other 3, the other 2, 1 and 1. Okay, so this movement I will do it now in the flow of the performance. The card is here, the other 3 are palmed in my hand, and this is what it looks. 1 to 4 cards, and there are the 4 aces. 1, 2, 3 and 4 aces. Okay, so this is the rhythm in the performance. After this I put everything on top and I deal 1, 2, 3, and when I deal the 4th card I do a second deal, because I push the 2, and then I'll take the second card and put the last ace there. Okay, now I will make the second appearance, that is the kings. It's a very common use, but it's just to introduce them to do the invisible thread routine. I'll do a pinky count, 1, 2, 3, to put a break under the top 3 cards. Then I do a double undercut to cut those cards to the bottom. So now I have 2 kings on the bottom and 2 kings on top. So I can do this, and I can show the 4 kings. Again, 2 on top and 2 on bottom, you can see it. And by pressing and throwing the deck into the other end, I keep 1 bottom and 1 top card. And then I do it again with the other end, but to the table. And then I'll keep the 4 kings. So now we have the cards that we need to do the invisible thread routine. Okay?
But where can I buy the invisible thread? That one looks very strong.
Yes. But we talk about that later. Now let's use the aces, the kings, and we also need the invisible thread.
I need that thread. Where can I buy it?
Yes, you can buy this around the world. Don't worry about that.
Really? Good.
You need the invisible thread because this will justify a lot of actions. So you keep this in your pocket. Yes, in your pocket. You show the aces. You can make people see the cards and also see the kings. It's very important that here you become red, black, black, red. Very important to later. And here you can make the aces in black, red order. Okay. Now you take the invisible thread and you put it on the table a little bit off center. Okay. Because now you say that you have the 4 cards in one side and 4 cards in the other, and then you notice that the thread is not really in the center. So what you do is to put this on top to free your hands to do this. Okay? And now you manage to put all the cards together. That's very important.
Yes.
So now I will perform a switch that I devised some years ago based on an Aldo Colombini switch that I'll buckle the card to get a break. Yes. I'll pick everything in middle grip, and you see the break above the bottom card, and I take 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. And now this is the secret move. I put everything in my hand, my right hand on top of the left, and I'll maintain the break with my pinky. So the break is below the top 3 kings, and I'll turn my hand down. I leave 3 cards, and I turn everything over. So it seems that the aces are in table, but in fact I have the 4 aces here and the king covering everything. So I'll do it again. The move is everything, the thread to the middle, to break above the bottom card, pick everything with the right hand, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this very casual action, I switch the 4 aces for 3 kings. Now, I'll turn this packet face down, I'll do an Ascanius spread, and I'll leave the double card on the table, so this is a double. I'll leave the double card in the table, then I put the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. I'll turn it around. It's the only king I have here, but it looks really casual, this action. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we have this situation here. Ascanius spread, leave the double on the table, the second one, the third one, and the king. And now I say, if I pass the king from one side to the other, notice how here I have 3 cards now, and here I have 4. And this is really good, because by now, people only realize that the number is involved. But in fact, after that, we can show it that here we have the 4 kings, and here we have the 4 aces. So this is the first phase of this invisible thread routine. Okay? Now comes the second part of this routine, where I pick the cards, and also you can see it, and I gather the black aces and the red aces together. Okay? So this, and then I'll pick the kings and I'll show them, and when I square the cards, I manage to steal the ace of diamonds that was on top. So the cards are here, I'm showing here, and then when I do it like this, I'll manage to steal the card below the kings. Now I ask someone in my left if they prefer the aces or the kings, and the answer really doesn't matter, because if they say the aces, I say, okay, so let's put the kings aside. If they say the kings, I say, okay, so let's use the kings. It's very, very easy way of selecting the kings. So now I'll put these cards face down, the kings in my left hand, and I'll do 1, 2, 3, and this is a double, remember, 4, and I'll take 1, 2. When I'm counting the third card, watch, because I do this, but I don't pick anything. So now I have only here 2 cards, and then I say 4 and put on the table. In rhythm, this is like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'll put it there. So now, here in my hand, I have 3 aces and 2 kings. So this managed to get me in this position. So now, when I 1, 2, 3, 4, I leave them on the table, I say 1, 2, 3, and I leave the double, yes, there. So I put the top 2 cards in the middle of this. I'll turn everything over, and I do again an empty count to show 4 aces. Okay? After the empty count, you get this position. So now, you say, I'm going to switch one by one the aces with the king, but not visibly. And this movement is to justify what you are saying. So not visibly, but invisibly. And now, you take the top card, and you show it, and you put it on the bottom. And now very, very clearly, what you're going to do is a dial count to show one by one that we are using now 4 kings. So you take 1, 2, 3, the top cards, and this is a double, and you do a Stuart Gordon double lift by turning the double card like this. So you are in fact using 2 cards, and you do it. I'll do it again to show it very clearly. 1, 2, 3, and when you turn this card, you do it like this. And this finger helps to cover the pip, so people see the king, but they don't see clearly what suit we are using. So this is good, because you are only showing 2 kings, and you are using 2 kings to show 4. So I'll do this, and I'll put the top card on top, in fact, an ace. Okay, again, 1, 2, and 3, a double, yes, like 3, turn, and put the card on the table. 1, and you can do it again, and the third one, you do it like this, and you can show to everyone. Okay, so now you pick with the right hand, you pick up the double, and you pick up the ace on top of the left card, and you put the double there, the ace there, and then you are very clean to show everyone that here you have all the 4 aces, and the other side you have the 4 kings. Okay? So don't forget at the end of this trick to keep the invisible thread with you to do the next time you have to do this trick. Okay? You need the invisible thread. It's a very important tool. Did you understand everything, Mr. Magic?
Yes, but I just wanted to know where I could buy the thread. The trick is not bad, but the thread is the really good part.
Okay, good. I think we managed to do it. Yeah.
The palm used in the beginning to get the 3 face-up aces in the right hand is similar to Erdney's palm change, described in the Expert at the Card table. The differences are that the deck is held in left hand and is a multiple palm. Apart from that, it's very similar. The original count of Aldo Colombini is called Laughing Count. The last trick is, of course, a version of Paul Harris' Reset. Hey little boy, are you resting?
Yes. Now I have a little break, and then I'll start the magic again.
Show me your trick now, come on.
No, I have to rest now. Then I'll do it again.
Come on. I'm demanding.
Mr. Magic, I have to rest a little.
Show me, please, come on. I want to see it. I'm here, I'm so bored, please. Show me now.
Okay, I'll do a special one for you. Did you ever ask this question? Where is my other sock?
Oh yeah, it happened to me.
Yes, did you? I have a theory about this. I think it's impossible to find the other sock. It's impossible. But the one that we have, we never know if it's the left one or the right one. I have the theory that the 2 socks, in some strange way, swap places. So I'm showing you this not with socks, but with cards, with the 2 kings, okay? This will be the place where socks go, okay? And with the rest of the deck, I want you to please select 2 cards.
Well, I want the 7 of clubs and the 5 of diamonds.
Okay, the 7 of clubs and the 5 of diamonds. And I will put, for example, the 7 of clubs between the 2 kings, or in the place where socks go. And I'll put everything very clearly in the middle of the deck, very clearly, okay? And now on top, I'll put the 5 of diamonds. And watch as the 2 cards secretly swap places. Okay, tough crowd, but I will do it again. With the 5 of my diamond, the 7 of clubs, the 2 kings, and the deck. I will put the deck somewhere there, and for example, the 7 of clubs in the middle of the deck. And the king, the 5 of diamonds between the kings, or in the place where socks go. And watch as the 5 of diamonds secretly swap with the 7 of clubs very clearly, because in the middle of the deck, I don't know if you can see it, yes, Mr. Magic, there is only one thing, and is the place where socks go with the 7 of clubs, because in the table, only one card, and is the missing sock, the 5 of diamonds. Okay, the show starts in about a minute. One more trick now called shocking. This is one of I like to do this a lot. This is one of my favorite card tricks, and all you have to do is it's done with a regular deck, so you can do it almost anywhere. And the idea is to pick up, for example, the 2 red kings and put them on table. In fact, I'm placing the 2 red kings and 1 extra card. I do this by do a pinky count of the top 2 cards of the face, and I'll place everything like this. So there is a secret card under the 2 kings. I'll do it again by the pinky count. Watch, 1, 2. I'll put everything on top. I pick the 3 top cards. I'll spread the top card, the king of diamonds, and I'll put everything on the table. And now I spread so that 2 people select the cards. For example, let's use the ace of hearts and the 9 of spades, for example, those cards. The cards can be signed. If you want, you can sign the cards. I don't find it really necessary, but you can do it that way. So the first thing is to put 1 card between the kings. In fact, I'm not placing the card between the kings because I'm picking up everything. I'm turning the king of diamonds, the double card on top. I'll count the top card to the left, and in fact it's the extra card. You see, the double card is here in the hand. You can see it very clearly. So like this, and I'll put the ace of hearts between the kings. And I'll put like this, you see. It's not really between the kings. As I'm squaring, I'll get a thumb break above the bottom 3 cards. So only grabbing 1 card. You see? So now, I pick all the deck, I cut the cards, and as I cut the cards, it's a very casual gesture. You have to do this very free. It's not like a movement. You have to be very careful. No, it's just casual. You pick up half of the deck and you put it on the table. By doing this, I only have 1 card in my hand, and the other 3 are on the top of the deck. So I'll do it again. All these kind of movements. You see, the 2 kings. The extra card here, so I'll flip the king of diamonds, then the 2 cards. I'll place the extra card here as I'm gesturing, and when I square everything, the top card is lift, so I get a break above the bottom 3 cards. I'll pick up the deck face down in my left hand, I'll cut the cards, and I put the single card there as if I was placing all the 3 card units there, okay? And now I put everything on top very clearly. So now, notice I have here only 1 king, the other king is on top, covering the card we placed in the middle. So now, when I pick up the second card, I get a pinky break below the top card, you see, pinky break below the top card, and I'll put this card on top. And now, all I have to do is to do a kind of pass of the top 2 cards to the bottom. But I'll show you the exposed view. You can see it by here. I'll grab the top cards and I'll do it like this. But I don't square the cards in the bottom. I continue and I'll spread the cards here. So, if you see this from the good angle, I'll do it slowly, but from the good angle, it looks something like this. See, but I'm doing slowly. This and this. Okay? In real-time action, it looks something like this. If you can see it very clearly, the 2 cards swap places in the mind of spectators. So this is the first change. It's very quickly, and sometimes people think, wow, how can you manage to do that? This is a technical part. Now I'm doing the real magic. So now what I do is I pick up the 2 cards, I place them on the face of the kings, and I pick up 1, then I do a buckle, and I pick up the top 2 cards. So now here I have a king, so 1 and 2 cards. I put everything on bottom and turn everything face down. Now, the deck is placed face up. So, I do a triple lift. So, you see, it's not only 1 card, but 3. All I have to do is to buckle the bottom card and pick up the top 3 and turn them. I'll turn all the cards face down, and I put the ace of hearts, in fact, is one of the kings, in the middle of the deck, and I square it very clearly. I'll put the deck aside. And now, because I did a triple lift, the card is not on top, it's in second position. So now I have a very free way. I can pick up the card, turn it around, it is the 9, so everything looks very fair by this moment, and I put it in the middle. Okay, so everything very clearly. In fact, we are in this position. So now I will show the 9 of spades in the middle of the kings by using this. Watch, I'll turn the cards. I pick up everything in middle grip. I count to my left hand 1. As I count 2, I do the Hammond count switch. You can see the Hammond count switch like this. And then I put 3. So in fact, I'm showing the same king twice. So you can see in real-time action, it looks like this. Okay? And now I add another motion to show the card from the face. I turn everything like this, and I pass 1, 2, 3. So this reversed the order of the cards. So now if we look closely, you see that the ace is on bottom, then the king is on top, and in middle we have the 9. So I'll show all the sequence again. So I pick up the 9, I'll put it between the kings, I'll show the card between the kings, and now I'll put all the cards in my left hand. As I square the cards, I'm putting my fingers all in the 2 bottom cards and leaving only the thumb on the top. You see, like this, very clearly, because what I'm going to do is a very fast movement, but I'll try to do it slowly, is to do this. Okay? So I'll reverse the 2 bottom cards under the top card that is a king. Very fast movement, but it's something like this. Okay? This sounds a little bit, and I need a little bit of misdirection at this point. So what I do is to riffle the deck in direction of the cards. So in real-time action, it looks like, sorry, I'll do it again. So it's like this, and I'll do, and an ace appears between the cards. Notice that when I do it, after that, I reverse the order of the cards. I'll put the card on the table. I square this in middle grip. I can turn it and show 1 king. I'll do a kind of frustration count at this point because I show a king. Then I turn around with my left thumb. I take the top card. Then I show another king and I put it on top. See, I show the same king twice again. And I put the ace in the middle. Okay? And now, when everything is like this, with my right hand very clearly, I'll spread the cards. And by this time, all the attention is in that card because people want to see if that is the 9 of spades. And what I do at this point is to palm the top 2 cards. You see, I'll do it like this, and I'll get a break below the top 2 cards. And as I square, I will palm the top 2 cards and put only 1 card there. So now I have 2 cards palmed in my hand. If you see, it's the ace and the king. So everyone is looking at this while I do this. I'll, with my hands like in a symmetrical position, I'll separate the cards. I leave my hand like this. It's a cover. So I'll pick up this. People see it's only 1 card. And as I turn it, I'll do a add-on. Not like this or covering, but again turning. Watch, turning the card. I add on, and I'll take the top, the middle, and the bottom one, reversing them, and I'll show the ace. I'll do it again. Watch, 1 king in the middle. I spread it. Remember that the ace was in the middle. I spread it. I palm the top 2 cards in my right hand as I square them and put them there. I'll separate the cards. I'll take the card, and as I turn it, I go 1, 2, and 3 cards and in the middle I don't have the 9, but I have the ace, because in the table only one card, and it's very important to do this so people notice that you have only one card on table, and you turn it around, and this is the 9 of spades, the second card, and this is called shocking. I don't know if you find it very shocking, Mr. Magic.
It's a pretty good trick, but it involves sleight of hand, so it will not work with me. I like automatic card tricks that anyone can do. Do you have this trick with an electronic deck?
No, no. Okay. Okay, so let's do something with cards, but before that, do you know that oil and water don't mix, yes? Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. And you also know that black cards and red cards have the same kind of property? Didn't you know that? No, I'll show you, because black cards, for example, red cards are made out of water, and black cards are made out of oil. The ink, yes, you can feel the ink, yes, and you can also feel the ink. Can you feel it? Yes, and you can also feel it. I don't know if I have here more 8s and 9s, maybe. Yeah, yes, you can feel it. Can you feel it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Strange people, but I will show you very clearly with the reds and the blacks how the cards have the same feeling as oil and water. The black ones, I'll put it on the table, and the red ones, I put it on my hand, and here I'm going to mix one by one the cards very clearly in red, black, very clearly in red, black, yes, very clearly, red, black, black. All I have to do is to square the cards. Watch very clearly. Square the cards. Wait a little bit, and just like oil and water, on top I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 black cards, and on the bottom I have all the reds, all the cards come apart. I know, but does this prove what I've said before? No. But it's nice to watch. So let's do it again with the black ones and the red ones. I will leave some cards face up, like the red ones, to show you better how this works. Very clearly, one by one, the cards in red and black. Yes, very clearly in red, black. All the cards very clearly in red, black, until they come apart. Because here now I have all the red ones, and here one by one all the black cards. So, now I will explain you, and Mr. Magic, of course, if you want to learn it, I will explain my version of oil and water. And I will share with you a little idea before the trick began, when you have to take the cards out of the deck. This is dead time in a performance situation, but if you do it by taking 2 cards and giving to someone to test if they notice the difference between red ink and black ink, this gives some time to take all the others, and by giving again 2 cards, the attention is spent on the person searching for the difference between the cards. And this it's a little idea to show and to keep the audience interested in your performance. So once more, and now you can have, if you have 4 pairs, you have 4 blacks and 4 reds. And then I have to say to you that this, in fact, there are 2 different phases in this routine, and both of them started with some questions of myself to the effect. So, I didn't want to start with this kind of moves where you do like this and you already switch one. I want to start it with blacks in one side and reds in the other. So I have to find a way of switching them during the mixing of the cards. So I will show you in a minute the red ones in my hand and the black ones in the table. And I will, in this line, I will mix them. So now I'll pick the two middle cards in middle grip. Yes, this is a double card. I'll take it because I'll put my thumb on the top and I buckle the bottom card at the same time, taking the two cards together, and I turn them around, doing again a Stuart Gordon double lift. You can search in the books. And here I have two cards, so I'll take the two, and with this card I take the other one like this. And now I'll turn again and I say red, black. In fact, if you see it clearly, here I already have two red cards. Okay, so this is the first switch. Then I'll do a bottom deal like this, and I'll take the card in the same position, just one, but all the same movements. I'll push this card over so you can see red here, and I'll turn it around, showing again. And now when I put them, I'll really put red and black. So if you see it now, here we already have three reds together. Okay? So now with the cards in this position, I'll pick everything in middle grip, I'll show the bottom card, and now I do a similar motion like the frustration card, but instead of turning this face down and taking the top card, I will turn this face down and take the bottom card, putting the other on top. In fact, a black card. Okay, so in motion it's red and black, and then red and black. So the position, if you see, it's black, then red, then black, 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 red, red, and red. So if you see clearly, all I have to do is to pass this red card from here to here, and the cards come apart. So the cards are in this position, and all I do is I square. I'll wait a little bit, I'll pick the top card, and by pushing the top card, I push a little bit the second, so that when I take the top card and I put that card again, I get a little finger break below that top card. And now I turn this one face up, I'll pick the two cards in my right hand, a double lift, yes. So if you see, it's like break, like this, and I'll pick the two, and with this double I'll turn the top, and the top, the four black cards. Of course, below them is a red card that is hidden, and you don't show it, because now after you do this, what you're going to do is to come with the cards together and push it just like an Emsley count, and take all the other three below and spread them. Okay, so I'll do the movement in action. You have the three red ones, the three black ones, a red one, and a black one. All together, you pick up the top card. Now you pick up both of the two and you turn black, black, black. I just want to say all the black ones and all the red ones all together. They come apart just like oil and water. This is the first phase, and now I will repeat the effect, but this second phase is a little bit stronger because the bottom four cards don't come in contact with the top four cards. I don't know if you agree about this, Mr. Magic.
Well, you are not paying me to agree, so I will not agree at this time.
Okay, no problem. But I think that this second phase, it's more visual because the four cards come apart and they don't touch the four on the bottom, don't touch the four on top. So the black cards go face down on the hand, and I do a buckle, one card, and I turn 3 cards face up, and then I turn my hand pushing the top card to prevent you to see this card face up. So I'll do it like this. I'll pick this card, I'll show it, and I put it again on top, covering everything. So now I manage to turn these 2 cards face up secretly. But this all happens under the cover of saying, so some of the cards will be face up, some of the cards will be face down. And I put this like this, and I pick all the reds and I'll spread them. So now I put 1 red on top, I do again a buckle, and I turn all the cards above the bottom one face down, and I'll put it there. So I'm putting a black card. Okay, so the first is black, and then what I do, and I do it in front so you can see, I'll do this to take the top black card because I have to cover this card. So what I'm doing is this, but all in this kind of situation so that you don't see the black card, and I'll pick this card and I'll put it face down on top. So now I have 2 black cards there. Now with the hands in this position, I'll put one of the red cards on top, and now when I lower my hand, I'll do this to cover again the black. See? So now in this situation, I come here and I'll go here. Now I do a buckle, but not 1 card, but 2 cards, you see? So I can really, in a simple way, turn the top 2 cards face down and put the top card there. So again, I'm putting a black card. Now I have here the situation in this hand, in the left hand is this one. And all I have to do is to take the bottom card with right hand, turn it like this to show a black and put it on top. So now all the black cards are on the table, and here I still have the 2 red cards all the time I've been seen in my right hand. And what I do is I say all the cards are mixed in red, black, black. Mixing, in fact, reds and reds, but it's a nice movement at this point to do. And all the cards are mixed in red, black, or until they come apart. And here I have the red ones and all the blacks, 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. Yes, and this is my version of oil and water. Did you like it, Mr. Magic?
Not really. Maybe you should try to perform a good version of this effect. Did you understand?
Okay, I'll do
a good version. Good.
Shut up, Mr. Magic. Yeah.
Are you messing with me, son? Because if you are, you will be in really great trouble. Come here and I'll hit you. Come. Take off your glasses. I will not hit a man with glasses. The original version of this effect comes from the late Edward Marlowe. The second part of this trick was inspired by the Marlowe's diminishing lift sequence.
Some of the things I'm showing you today are like card tricks and everything, but
This is different because it's like a small experience.
if it doesn't work, no problem. Okay? It's my fault.
Let's put it this way. But if it works, it will be yours or yours or yours. Congratulations and everything. And woo!
So I will start by shuffling the cards. Yes, very.
In fact, you can help me by really shuffling the cards. Yes, all together. Yes, very nice. And square it. Yes, very clearly. Yes. Okay. Yes, very well shuffled. And oh, sorry. I just have to take the jokers. So because you'll understand why. Because jokers have no value. So that's important. Now you shuffle the cards. Yes, I want you to cut about half of the deck. About half of the deck. Yes, and you can. I don't want to touch that half. I want you to put that inside the car box. Yes, very clearly. You can put it, close it, and keep the box with you. There. I don't want to touch the box or everything. And let's again. Oh yeah, you can shuffle. Yes. You can. Yes. Shuffle. Very. And you can see very. Tick. Very well shuffled. Now, if I have to separate the red from the black, I will do something like this. Yes, you can see. This is not magic, really. If you notice closely, it's not magic. But I want you to again shuffle the cards, because I want to make an experience without trying to separate the reds from the blacks, but without seeing the faces. A little weird. Let's try this. I will put maybe a red and a black, and you will try to do this yourself. For example, I will put 2 cards on the table. One is red and one is black. What do you think? It's red or black?
This one is red.
This one is red. Let's put it there, and this one black. Okay, let's do it. Maybe this one. Which one is which?
This one is red.
This one is red. This one?
Black.
Black. Are you feeling something, or are you just saying
Red.
red and black? Okay. I think yeah.
Red.
Red for sure in this one. Okay, and try to red. Okay. Are you feeling good or?
Good vibes.
Good vibes. Okay, good. No, because some people think it's maybe we do. I will put it like this. Okay. Let's try again.
This is black.
This is black and this one is red. Okay.
This is black.
Black and red. And are you feeling something? Yes, that's important because you see. Black and red.
And this is black.
Black and red. And okay.
And this is red.
Red and black. Okay. And the last one. Or it is red or it is black. So you have to
choose. This is red.
Red?
Red. It's
red.
Yes.
Okay. So you selected. I wasn't stooged with you in some way. No. Okay. Let's see, for example, your reds. Red, and red. Okay. Let's try your blacks. Black. And black, okay, and black, and all the others, you can see very clearly all the others, all black, all red, all the cards separated red from blacks, red from blacks, red from blacks, okay. But no, I understand because, sorry, okay, like this. I understand because you selected, didn't see it, I was touching the card, so you can think in some way I could manipulate the cards and everything. But the good part is that you shuffle the cards. You put them in the box from the beginning. I didn't touch. Okay. Sometimes when you want something, things happen. And I don't even have to do anything very clearly from the beginning. In the box. All the cards. And now separated all reds and all blacks, all the So let's now explain out of this water. It's a combination of out of this world and oil and water. You'll see why. I see that Mr. Magic has the deck in his hand. Maybe you will try to...
If I try, people will see that I'm better than you. And You are not paying me to perform. So just get on with this crap.
Okay, now I'll explain you anyway. The out of this water, you need the red cards separated from the black ones. You also need the two jokers, very important for a while. And with the black ones, you separate in two piles, equal piles. Okay, so now you have two equal piles of black cards. Okay, so now with the blacks, you pick up one of these and you separate in two piles, two different piles. Okay, and if you start in front and you're going back with the other one, do reversed on back and then in front, just to keep everything very, very fair. Okay, and now with the red ones in two piles in the middle of the front and back rows. Okay, so in two piles. So what we have done so far is put 26 cards in each of these sides. I have 13 reds and 13 reds here. I have 7 blacks and 6 blacks, 6 blacks and 7 blacks, and the jokers is very, very important. The jokers go here, watch this one, and then here, and then here. Okay, and now watch as I gather all the cards. I remember the card that is in the face of one of the packets, the 4 of spades, for example, the 4 of spades. And now this is the setup as it looks. You can see it. I have here so 6 black cards, a joker, then 13 red cards. Then I have a few cards until I come to the 4 of spades, very important card, the 4 of spades, don't forget that. Then 7 black cards, joker, then red cards, 13, and then again 6 black cards. So when I began the trick, all I have to do is to separate the cards at the 4 of spades and shuffle the 12 together, okay? Now, I don't square, all I do is like this. I spread the cards and I ask someone to gather the cards. I don't know if you want to do it, Mr.
No,
Magic?
I don't. You are not paying me to do this.
Okay, maybe I'll do it by now, but a spectator will do this. And notice that the cards, because it's a regular riffled shuffle in the table, the cards become like this, you see? Black, then a few blacks and red cards in the middle, then all the reds, and then some. This can be no so precise as it shows in the moment. It really depends how good is your riffle shuffle. But I have the jokers because now, when I say, oh, sorry, I have to take out the jokers, all I do is to separate the jokers, and if I have to replace one card, watch, as I can do it like this and like this to gather all the reds and all the black cards. So I'll take the jokers because they have no value, they don't are used in this effect. So now I have managed to put all the bottom black cards together and then all the reds. If the cards here are a little mixed, don't worry, because all you need is that this half of the deck is separate in reds and blacks. Because now, when I ask someone to cut the cards somewhere in the center, they lift the top half. This is the half we are going to use. That is the half that is going to be placed in the box, you see, and this is the half that will be the finish of the trick. So the spectator picks up the box and puts everything inside, and they put the box with them, okay? Now with this, I can separate the halves and I ask someone to shuffle. So this is the same person that is doing all the actions, so that when she shuffles the cards, she's managed to make the image in her mind that she shuffled also the bottom cards, which it's not true, okay? So now, when she shuffles, I can show very clearly the cards shuffled, and now what I do is explain how hard it is to separate blacks and reds, and I want them to see that the cards are mixed, because this will reinforce the end of the trick. It's very important to do this, and when I do a little bit, I put again the cards and I shuffle again. So now I will do a very simple idea. that was taught me by my father, also a magician, that is John Magee. And his idea is to do this trick without using a separate reds and blacks by doing this. He takes two cards and he puts a black and a red. And then, because sometimes when you ask people if one card is red or black, maybe they will put too much black cards and few reds. So to prevent that not to happen, what I do is I take two cards. In fact, I'm taking out, for example, two black cards, and I put them on the table. And I say, one is red and one is black. Which one is which? For example, this is black and this is also black, but people think it's red. So now we are doing this situation. And I'll do it as many times as I have to do it. So I'm separating the black cards, in fact, and putting them aside. You see, very clearly, people will select, and we can prevent that. And if, for example, if I find this situation where I have two black cards, I only take one because I need one for the next part. I'll take one and I say, for example, this is black or red, choose. And they choose, for example, black. And now I'll take two cards again to mark to the other spectators. So I'll do, for example, black here and red here, so that the mistakes will not miss up. So it's very useful. So now I have only red cards, but I don't take them from the face. I'll go like this, like selecting again, always selecting, and red. So they have to choose, and I'll put everything there. So this is very, very nice way. Separate. Don't pick two cards together. Always choose the card from the middle of the spread. So all the cards are being placed. All the cards. So at the end, you'll get a situation like this. And now you will present the separation of the colors, because first you show the blacks and you go black, 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 and black, and people go, oh. Now reds, and people go red, red, hey. All the cards are red, and then not only the black ones, not only the red ones, but now when I turn this around, watch, because I'll spread this, I'll turn everything face down, and as I spread this, the cards swap places. So now all the reds are in this side and all the blacks are in this side, and everyone thinks that the cards were separated. And during this pause, where people are still noticing what happened, I pick up these two cards and I'll go blacks, I'll swap, reds, and then I put one in each side and gather everything to separate the blacks from the reds. Okay? So this is the first part of the effect. It's a very common way of doing out of this world. But now, what I've managed is to make this part shorter, because I'm only using half of the deck. With the other half, because I wanted to create the really good image that we have at the end of Out of This World, with all the decks separate, but now all the other part is separate. So I'll do a little play on words, saying that if people really want, they don't have to do anything. Just imagine, and when I open the cards, and I'll take them, you see that now all the deck is separated in blacks and reds, and all the cards are separated. So this is a very practical way of doing the Out of This World with all the deck by just using half and doing that beginning. You also prevent people from putting too much red or too much black when they are dealing the cards, and you can do it with the shuffle deck. So I think it's a very nice idea, don't you think that, Mr. Magic?
It's not that good. Good is being able to talk a lot, like me, keeping your mouth closed. That is pretty impressive.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Paul Curry's Out of This World is one of the best card effects you can perform for laymen. The initial shuffle used here has the same concept of a Die Vernon's shuffle that can be found in more Inner Secrets of Card Magic. Letting the spectators square the deck is a Juan Tamariz idea.
Hello. Well, now the show is over, everyone is out, but I want to share it with you one more quick trick, and I want to share with you and with all the team that is helping me here. So please, guys, come here. Leave the cameras. Yes, I'm talking serious. Leave the cameras and come here. Yes, Anna, Mafalda. Yes, Luis, come here. Yes, you can sit. Anna, and you can be presented to everyone. And Mafalda and Luis. Yes, and I will do a very special trick just for you guys. Okay? And with, for example, with one king, with the two black kings, and Luis, don't you mind? I want you to select one card. Yes, you can take it. Yes, and you can show it around. I don't want to see it. Yes, you can. Okay. And now, Mafalda, he selected a card. I want you to think of a card. Okay. So you think of a card. Okay. So we have a selected card. We are thinking of a card, and Anna, I don't want you to think of anything. So don't think it. Okay? So we have a selected card, the card that you are thinking, and the card that you are not thinking. Good? Good. Okay. So let's lose the first card here. Yes, you can see it very clearly here. The second card, well, you are thinking of it, and the third, you continue not thinking of anything. Okay? I will put the two kings together, not very clearly together, in the middle of the deck. Watch very clearly. I just close the cards, and as by magic, one card appears between the kings. Which you selected a card. What was it?
The 7 of clubs.
I will not show you because I don't want to ruin the end of the trick. Okay? But okay, Mafalda, you are thinking of a card. The kings together in the table. I don't do nothing. I just close cards. What was the card that you are thinking of?
3 of clubs.
One card appears in the middle of the kings. I will not show you because I don't want to ruin the end of the trick. But we are doing well. But now, Anna, you didn't think of anything, okay? So I will try to catch the card that you are not thinking of. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. You can. Okay, I think I have a very strange way of doing it. Let's try to catch the card that Anna is not thinking of. Okay, so I think, yes, there it is. Yeah, because if you are not thinking of anything, it's blank. It has the back just like the other ones, and it's in the middle of the king. So I did that very well. Thank you. Okay, but let's think a little bit about this. You selected a card, you think of a card, and you didn't think of anything, but there is something. Now you are thinking of something, and let's do, not to think of that his card or her card. I will do it this way. I will press my finger whenever you want to see a card, say stop, to see a card, and remember it. Okay?
Stop.
Okay? Yes. Remember the card, and well, let's just think a little bit about this selection, because you are thinking of a card that you didn't know you were thinking of, but I put it there before everything. So the card can't be in the deck. Let's check if the card is not. You can see. It's in the deck. No.
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 No. Oh, how strange. Let's see if this works. The first card. It was your card. What was your card?
The 7 of clubs.
The 7 of clubs. Yes, yes. The second card was the
3 of clubs.
the 3 of clubs, and last but not least, the last card, the card that you thought of, the
Ace of hearts.
Ace of hearts, the 3 selected cards with all my crew. Thank you very much for helping me for this. I hope you enjoyed this. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
How do you do it?
well, I can tell you now. I have to well, maybe later.
How do you do it?
I will not show you. I will not show you.
Tell me how you do it.
I will not do it. No. What are you saying? What are you doing? What? No. Não vai fazer isso. Não vai fazer. Mas não vai. Não. Que lindo, cara. Que lindo. Coisas tão lindas, cara. Olha que lindo.
Pá, se houvesse aqui mais um foco, pá. Era meter aqui um foco no meio, pá.
So finally, now I will explain visual triathlon. This is one of my favorite tricks too, and it's very easy to do. Very easy to do. All you need is to take the two black kings. Black kings. You select the black kings, and then when of course you can read mine. So read the mind, and the last person will not think to with one card. So now the deck is you show the deck, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3 cards, and basically this is how the effect is done. I don't know if you liked it, Mr. Magic.
Yes.
Yeah?
The catering was really nice.
Okay, good. So, I hope you enjoyed this DVD, and see you in the next time. Okay, so now for everyone who stayed, because some people think that the DVD is broken or something, but no, now I will tell you the real secret for visual triathlon. So, all you need is, I use the two black kings. One of them has a blank back. So you have the king of clubs, for example, has a blank back. The other king is normal. And normally I'll put them in the middle of the deck. I also need, notice, 2 cards that are special. I need one extra 9 of clubs with a shorter corner. You can see this. This was enhanced by visual for TV. This was really cut. And also a card that is a 3 of hearts, but with an ace of hearts corner. Okay? So this is normal backs. This is short card, so I can put it in the same place as the false index. And these cards go on top of the deck. Also notice that it's important that the real 3 of hearts and the 9 of clubs stay in the deck. So don't put them too closely, but put them a little bit like 10 cards apart from there. And the ace of hearts, this is a very special card because it's the card that you have the false index. This card goes in the 5th position of the deck. So this is the preparation. These cards can be anywhere else in the middle with the king of clubs on top. And on top we need the false index card, the 9 of clubs with the short corner in the same position as the ace of hearts. Then 1, 2, 3, and I mean the 5th card is the ace of hearts, and then all the others 10 cards apart from there is the real 9 of clubs and the real 3 of hearts, and this is the preparation. So when you start the effect, you start by taking out the 2 black kings and you put them aside. Then you ask someone to select a card. Notice you select a card, and the person that is helping you can't select the top 2 cards, neither the 5th card. It's very important, but normally they will select some card from the middle. It's not a problem at all. So they take that card, they show the card around. For example, let's see, it's the Queen of Spades. The selected card is the Queen of Spades. So you ask someone to select a card. The second card is a card that someone will think of. So how can we manage to know that card? We can't, but we'll know in a moment. Then the third person that is helping you at the beginning will not do anything. So, Mr. Magic, if you will not do anything, I'll appreciate it. Thank you, I'll appreciate it. So, the first card is selected, the second card is think of, and the third card is not even think of. So, when I lose the card in the middle of the deck, I'll get a pinky break above it, you see? And now I pick up the 2 black kings. I spread the cards, and just like before, I cull the card that is below my pinky break. You see, I put the thumb on the next card, and when you do like this, I can manage to take it out of the spread. So now, when I place the 2 kings together, they are not together because I insert that card just below the King of Clubs. You can see it very clearly. So I'll square everything. I snap my fingers, and by now I will cull the 5th card of the spread, so I'll count them. This is the Ace of Hearts. This is the card I'm going to cull. You can see it again very clearly. I square a card, I cull the card. So now, when I spread them very clearly, one card is between the kings. So I'll take the King of Clubs in this end, and notice I'm already placing the Ace of Hearts beneath the King of Clubs. I'll put the card there. I'll put the right hand package on top of the left hand, and I'll square everything. And now, because the bottom card of the top half is the Ace of Hearts, all I do is I do like a side steal. You can see it very clearly, a side steal of the Ace of Hearts. And when I spread the cards on the table, the card, it's really between them. You can see it there, sorry, you can see it there, but it's hidden in the spread. So now, it seems that there is nothing between the kings. Okay, so the first card is already there, and I do this little play where I pick up the card and I say, well, I don't want to ruin the end of the trick, so I'll leave the card there. Okay? So now we are in a very good situation, because this is the real beautiful moment I wanted to do this trick. I ask the person to think of a card. I square the cards very clearly. I say, what was the card that you are thinking of? And I just snap my fingers, and one card appears between. By this time, notice that the person that thought of the card tells me the card. So now, for example, like it says 4 of diamonds was the card that the person thought of. It's not this one, but I'll spread, I'll take the cards, and I'll say, I will not show you the card not to ruin the end of the effect. And I'll put the card on top. So now I have here the first selected card. The second card, it's not here, but this will be the third person's thought of card. And you'll see why in a moment. So don't show it yet. Now I'll pick everything. I'll turn the card face up, and I'll turn the cards to me. So I'm searching for the actually 4 of diamonds. And when I reach to the 4 of diamonds, that will be somewhere here. When I'm here, I'll do a cull when I put my hands down. So if you see it very clearly, what I do is this, so that you will not see this kind of movement, and I will hide the card very clearly, watch, very clearly, like this, and I'm culling the card to the top of the deck. So now the 4 of diamonds is on the top of the deck, okay? All I have to do is to pick up all the 2 cards very clearly, turn them on top, snap, and do this. And one card appears in the middle of the kings. In fact, is the back of the king of clubs, and here I have already the 4 of diamonds. This was a move already shown in the first trick, so I'll show you again. The 4 of diamonds on top, the 2 kings like this, and I'll go like this, okay? This card goes below the other one, and you can turn it around. So now, notice the situation. You place 2 cards, and the last card, it's a blank card, and it's very important because at the end you are going to switch the 2 cards, but no one is going to notice because they already know that the last one is a blank card. So again, the same movement I show you in the first trick. I'll put the card here. When I turn this over, I will push with my fingers the top card, and I leave the top and bottom cards there, and then I turn the last king there. Okay, so again, in real action, it will be the blank card is between the kings. It has the same back and blank face, so it must be the card that the person didn't thought of. And I place the card there. Okay, so now all we have to do is to force the card, the ace of hearts, that's now in the middle yet, but we'll switch it in a moment, to the person in my right. So how can we do it? Very easily. We have a short card, you can see it, a short card, that is the second card. And all I have to do is to cut about a third of the deck to the top. I'll put the cards like this, and I will riffle my finger on the top right corner of the deck. And if you hear the sound, watch that. One card will stop, that is the short card. You see, the short card will actually stop you, and when it stops at this card. But because you are only seeing this corner, you think that this card is all the ace of hearts. So when I do it like this, the person says stop. I managed to stop at the ace of hearts. The people see the corner, and now I do it like this. So now I turn the cards over, and I spread them in the table. So by now, if you look at the cards, there is no ace of hearts. And that's the important part, because the person here will look at this moment with me and search for her card. It's not there. She can't find the ace of hearts. And now we are really in the final sequence to show the trick, because I'll pick up the 2 top cards and the bottom, and all the attention is in the bottom card because they want to know the identity. So when I turn it around, I turn all the cards like this, and after I show the first selection, I put the card there. So now this automatically changes the 2 card position, because the card was on the bottom, but in this situation is much more logical to put it there. So now the second selection, the card that was really free thought card, I'll place like this, and I show the 4 of diamonds, and the last card, because they are looking for the blank card, because they think this is a blank card, they don't notice the switch between these cards. So now when I finally show the ace of hearts, the card that didn't was thought of, it's a really great mystery, and you can search it and you can show to everyone at all. So I think it's a really great trick to do it. It's my version of Pete Harting's triathlon. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's a little bit more visual, but I will ask Mr. Magic, did you really like it? It's the last trick in the DVD.
No, it's a quite stupid trick.
Okay, so at least you can give me my cards. You
Hey,
stay
what are you doing?
quiet as usually,
Hey, that's my
and
deck.
I hope
People, it's all
to
my
see
deck.
you one other
Give me a
time.
hand.
Bye bye.
I will
See
get
you
up.
next
don't,
time.
Don't make me go there. Give me my deck. I will hit you. I'm getting up. Oh, look at me. No, give me my deck.
So, it seems that you found the first extra of this DVD, so enjoy it. I have here 4 red cards and 4 black cards. I also need the mat. For example, the 4 black ones, let's put them there. In fact, I'll leave one as a leader and all the others there. And the black ones, for example, I'll leave there 1. Okay, so now all I have to do is to switch the black cards with the red ones, and watch, all the black ones are this side and all the red ones are the, watch, I just swap the cards, and here I have the black ones and there I have the red. Watch, I just swap the cards, and here I have the black ones and here I have the, and I don't know how this can happen, so it's very strange. But now, because you found this extra, I will show you how we can do this. So all you need is 4 black cards and 4 red cards. When I gather the cards, what I do is to get a little finger break between the top 2 cards of the red and the bottom 2 cards, so I have a break below the top 2 red cards. I'll put the blacks on top, and I hold everything in middle grip with the thumb, holding a break above the 2 bottom cards. Okay, and now I do an Ascanius spread, and I will switch 2 of the black cards for 2 of the red cards. Because I take 1, 2, as I take the 3rd card, I don't take it out of the top, just leave it there. Now I square everything, and I take everything above the break, watch, above the break, and put it on the table. So now here I have 2 black ones and 2 red ones, and here I have the other blacks and the other red ones. So in real-time motion, so that you can see, all I have to do is very simple, a break above the 2 bottom cards, the blacks on top. I hold everything with my right hand, holding a break above the bottom 2 cards. I'll take 1, 2, the 3rd one I leave on top, I square, and I'll put it there. So now it's very easy. I'll pick up everything on the table, I put my finger on top, leaving the top card there and turning everything over. Okay? And now with the left cards, I will do a mirror count to show 4 red cards. In fact, I already have 2 red and 2 blacks. I'll turn everything over, I'll do a buckle with my finger, I'll pick the 3 cards on top, and I turn both hands to show the faces of the cards. And now I'll do a little variation on the Hemsley count move. You can see, because I turn everything like this, I push with my thumb, right thumb, the top 2 cards, and I swap them with the bottom card, as you can see. So now I can show both of these cards, and I put it 1, and I leave the other as the leader. So now I'll show you the motion in all the sequence. You can see very clearly. I'll show both cards, and then I'll show this one, and I'll leave 1 there, and everything like this. So now all I have to do is to swap the packets 1 time and turn this face up to show a black card, and then turn it face down. I pick up the top card on the left pile and show a red card. So this is the first part. Now comes the second one, where I swap again. I turn this face up, but now because this is a red card, so I can't take this card from here. What I do is to pick in the packet like this, thumb below and fingers on top, turn everything over, push with my fingers the bottom card, and turn it like that, so that I keep this card face down, but this card comes face up. So like this and like this. I put the card down, I turn the top of this card face up, so again the cards swap, and last but not least, I just swap the cards and all the cards come together. So the secret for this trick is to do very smoothly and very quickly, so people don't have question to grab the cards or everything. You just start talking about the properties of the black cards and the red cards. So enjoy the first extra of this DVD. So now you found the second extra of this DVD. Congratulations. I will show you in a minute. I will do something with cards. Normally cards are shuffled in a face-up, face-up situation. I will try to do it a little different with a face-up, face-down situation. Very clearly, I will shuffle the cards in this kind of mixing up everything. Some cards face up, some cards face down. And just like this, I will try to find the 4 kings in the deck. Watch very clearly, as with my hand I just cover the top, and if you see it clearly, 1 king comes to the top. Watch very clearly, because all the cards, some cards are face up, some cards are face down, all the cards in the deck, I just have to cut 1, 2, and 3 times, and the second king turns to the top. So now I just have to cut, for example, in the middle, watch very clearly, in the middle, and just like this, the third one comes face up, and some cards are face up, some cards are, well, face up, some face down, all the cards are mixed, but if I do it like this, all the cards are face up, all of them, except for one and only one card, the last king,
The king of spades, all the 4 kings.
And the good thing about this trick is that I can tell you how it's done, because I use marked cards, if you can see them, all the kings, all marked. Oh no, these are marked cards, because all the deck is blue, and I think now you can find the difference between the cards, yes, good. So maybe now I will really explain you the trick. This is done with a regular blue deck and 4 red-backed kings. So I'll place 1 king face up, another face down, another face up, and another face down. All of this on top of the face down blue deck. So like this, you can switch the deck before you start this routine. You can start this as the opening trick. I really like to change the deck in the middle of a session, so it becomes a little bit more magical. And like this, you turn the deck face up, and with your right thumb you count 1, 2 to get a break above the 2 bottom cards, so like this. Now you swing cut the top half, and you say that normally cards are shuffled face with face. But today you are going to shuffle face up with face down cards, and now you do a move from Shiego Takagi, that is like this, squaring the cards and turning this off like this and like this, leaving the bottom 2 cards on top of the bottom half. You see, like this, you just transferred the cards from this thumb to this face, but doing Shiego Takagi movement, like this. It seems that you turn half of the deck face down. So now you pick up this half and you shift them on the bottom, so that the bottom 2 cards of this half, that are the 2 kings, are going on the bottom, and these 2 cards, the other 2 kings, they stay on top. And you square it very clearly, showing the cards like this, and you can show it that all the deck is mixed up. So to appear the first king, all you have to do is to do a Ernest color change. You show your hand empty, and you do like this. You push the top card to the front, under the cover of the hand. I'll show you this angle. As you turn your hand down, you push the top card there. Now this part becomes visible, so that your finger, this part of your hand, can grab and drag it to you. You see, like this, and I think it's visible. And now you can pass it to the top and square everything. Of course, this is the exposed view of doing this movement. I will do it now again. This to put the card in front. Now this to drag the card to the top, and you put it on top and square everything very clearly. Now the first king appeared. You pick up the card and turn it like that, just show a little bit more the red back of the card. Now comes the second part, where you are going to pass these cards to the top. in an action of showing cards with faces and backs. And yes, I have already the 2 cards that were on bottom, on top. How can I manage that? I'll get a break above the 2 bottom cards. I swing cut the top half. I'll put everything maintaining the break with my left finger. And now I cut half of this portion to the top and another half, bringing it. And this is just casually showing more red backs and more faces with the deck all mixed up. Now, to show the next king, all I do is a double undercut where I get a break above the top card and I go like this, always maintaining the break with the right thumb. Again, other half, and again, and a king appears on top. Now, I take that card and I'll put it there. Notice how the deck is now placed. All the deck is face up, with a red king face down on top and a red king face down on the bottom. Now, to make the 3rd king appear, you have to take a third from the center of the deck and put everything on top, maintaining your thumb below this half, so that now with your thumb, if you can see it, you take it and you go like this, taking out the 3rd king from the bottom of the deck. So now 3 kings appear, only one, the top card, but no one knows that. So you show more faces and more faces and more backs, and you are always showing this back by cutting the cards and keeping a little finger break below the halves. You cut a little bit more, and when you want, you cut to the break, always showing a lot of backs. When you want to finish, you cut the card to the middle, you snap your fingers, you spread, and it's the only face down card on the deck, the last king. So now, all you have to do to finish the trick is to show the backs of the kings, saying that these are marked cards. People will not understand that until the point where you close all the spread and turn it around to show that all the deck is blue, all the cards are blue, and so now they can understand why the kings are marked. I hope you enjoyed this little extra from the DVD. Bye bye!